Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody. My name is miahtheking, and if a parsley farmer gets sued, can they garnish his wages? Now then, today we're taking a look at a game just released on Steam called Sims. I mean Tiny Life. A basic life simulator with pixelated graphics mimicking the gameplay style and feel of, well, the Sims games created by the cursed evil EA. This game was developed by LPEC Games and published by Top Hat Studios Inc. Released in early access and currently selling for $15 American. So there's no story here. Just like in the world-famous Sims games, you hop into a village or a city, create your family, and move into a home. Now start living life the way you've always wanted to, but couldn't because we live in reality, and reality sucks. So, yeah, that's the game. Not a whole lot to say about it, but if you've never played any of the Sims games, then let me tell you a bit, and if you have, then you can skip ahead about 20 seconds, alright? Basically, you create your own character, move them into a home. Now take care of their needs, such as sleep, hunger, entertainment, etc. Learn valuable skills that'll help you in real life, or, well, help you in life. Make relationships, have a family, lose a family, or accidentally die because you removed the ladder to the pool and now your person can't climb out and they drown. A pastime favorite of the Sims games. Create and customize your home, your pets, and overall just your life in general. It's a great way to live life a completely different way in a world with absolutely no crime, death, drugs, or anything vile and evil. Enjoy. Now then, as always, let's take a look at the good and the bad, followed by my general thoughts and recommendations, shall we? So as always, we're going to go into the positives first. And the first thing that really stood out to me was the music in the game. The music, while not normally that important in some games, can also be the thing that makes or break a game. And in a game like this, where you do a lot of sitting around doing nothing but watching, the music and sound effects are pretty darn important. The sound effects are meh, I guess. I mean, they're okay. But the music is really bouncy and jumping and just really entertaining to listen to. Which is good, since it's what you're going to be doing for the majority of playing. Listening to that bumpin' music. The next positive here is the price. It's $15 for a game that could easily consume your life if you're into these kind of games. It has no end, and endless replayability options, and customizations. Plus it's early access, which means only more things are going to be added later. So overall, I think that price tag is very appropriate, and I hope it never changes or gets any more expensive because let's hold the brakes here, okay? Clearly this is enough money for this game. I would go into the graphics as the next positive, but it's all just pixelated. The best that I can really say here is that everything looks right, feels right, and it's not hard on the eyes. It has attention to detail in places that are important, and the lighting and visual effects are, for the most part, on point. So, yeah, that's about all I can say about that stuff. And that's about all I got to say good about the game. I know, less than 3 minutes. I haven't had one of these in a while. It's not a lot, I know, but hear me out. I'm aware it's in early access, okay, but I still need to point out the problems with the game to help both you and the developers, alright? So, the first negative is the gameplay, and that sucks. I hate to say it. Now don't get me wrong, for the most part it's okay. It's about as fun and engaging as the Sims gameplay. Your little guy doesn't do anything unless you tell him to, and it has a bucket load of options for you to choose from as you're playing for things that you can do. But it has a very fair amount of problems as well, and we're going to go into those now because it's the only real big negative that I have about the game. These are going to be rapid fire because there's a lot of them, so take a minute to prepare yourself because I'm going to be going fast. Okay, ready? Okay, here we go. It needs more descriptors, such as how many rooms and bathrooms a house has when you're looking to buy. It needs more stuff like that. Next, it needs to bring more attention to the money. Hard to figure out what your money is. It's in the top right with a big B in front of it. Next, it needs pop-up tooltips, like when you hover over a fireplace. It'd be nice if it said what it was, what it did, and how it affects you, if at all. Also, it needs better detection boxes. Half the time I'm trying to click on the cookies on my counter, but it keeps clicking on the counter instead of the cookies. It also needs better boundaries. I literally just watched a stranger walk through my house every other day the entire time I was playing when trying to buy furniture. There's no way to unselect the item, so once you grab it and buy it, if you're done, then you have to exit the building creator and go back into it to look freely without holding onto that item that you had. It has random flourishes of music and sound effects that happen whenever your little person's mood changes. They sound awful and annoying, though technically they do fit the theme of what your guy is feeling at the time. The problem? Your little guy goes back and forth between those different emotional states rapidly based on just living his life. So you'll go from flourish to flourish almost constantly, and it's so damn annoying it almost made me want to rage quit. Luckily, you can go to the options and turn this all the way down, which you'll quickly find yourself doing. The guy never puts down anything on his own, so because of this, you grab something, whether it's by your own choice or not. He's stuck with it until you tell him to put it down like a plate from food. Basically, with this, it hurts the rest of the gameplay. Your guy will randomly be holding something, and then the game will say that you can't do this because you're holding on to something, so freaking put it down then. And what's with the unusual, nonsensical, uncomfortable situation that your character is in? When it says he's uncomfortable, the dude can't do anything. He's uncomfortable because his entertainment is down. So because of this, he won't play video games. The thing that would improve his entertainment? Like, what? Your need bars get filled up way too slow, like a damn turtle or snail. You'll be spending your whole day just to get your entertainment up to max from halfway. I mean, what? Why is it so long? It makes it impossible to focus on building skills or a social life when you have to spend the entirety of each day just keeping your little dude happy. There are no progress bars to let you know how far along in your skill training you're getting, so no time limits for how your character is going to be doing a specific thing, so it's all just waiting for you to choose when to stop for yourself. It's kind of annoying not knowing how much longer I gotta go to improve my fitness or my writing skills. Whew! Okay. That was a lot. And no, none of that was sped up. That was all me. Anyway, it's a pretty bland, vague, and generic and boring tutorial on top of all of that I just said, and you'll quickly find yourself skipping through it just to play and figure it out yourself because, I mean, they give you like 3 paragraphs telling you that you're about changing the different outfits of your character wears for different situations, yet after an hour and a half of playing, the only situation my character ever had besides staying at home was going to work, and he didn't need to change. There was no reason for him to change, so why would I care about different outfits and needing them for different situations if it doesn't seem to ever work the way it needs to work? You understand what I'm saying? So why do you need to give me 3 paragraphs explaining that to me? I can get it, I get the gist of it. But those are the only real negatives that I have about the game. See why now I had to go into detail about all the specific minor problems that are wrong with it? It's because I don't really have a whole lot else to say about it. Overall, it's a pretty standard game, but the thing is it's also, it's pretty average. You know what I mean? Okay, so look, overall the game, I mean, it's still pretty decent, especially for an early access game. It's just also really average. And, you know, obviously anyone willing to compete with EA to force them to create better quality games, you know, competition, is a huge bonus in my book. But at the time of playing this, it's still early access, and it's got its issues that I just described. If you think that those few details don't bug you that much, and you love The Sims but hate EA, then hell, I'd recommend you give this game a try. Despite all those things I mentioned before, it's still a pretty decent little game that just needs a lot of love and some more work. Plus, it's far, far cheaper than the Sims games without all the ridiculously overpriced DLCs. Do you know they were charging $40 for DLCs for Sims, what is it, 4? Like, what? You want to charge me? I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even gonna go on a rant about EA because that's not why we're here. So, as always, basically, it's gonna come down to you guys out there. Honestly, if you've never played any of the Sims games and always wondered if that kind of thing was for you, I'd recommend you start here. It's cheaper, more coherent, and a better place to introduce yourself to the genre than wasting your money on the crap EA keeps peddling out. But if this looks boring, then it's probably gonna be boring because this is it. This is the gameplay right here. Hell, I was getting bored simply because I've been spoiled by EA's The Sims. You know, The Sims have more detail and more information and more interactivity, where this game keeps everything vague and mysterious and just not there. So, it's up to you guys. But technically, it does do what it sets out to do, and it's in a great position to become something even more fun and entertaining as time goes on. Do I recommend you supporting these devs and buying this game? Well, if you've already got The Sims, then I'd say no. Just go play that. Wait until this is fully finished before picking it up. If you'd like something faster and more entertaining than what you're watching, then, I'd say put it on your wish list and wait for it to finish. But if you're desperate for a new kind of life sim game, then sure, pick it up. Otherwise, just wait. I mean, it's got a great starting point, but it needs a lot of work before it can be something fun that you can really sink your time into. Okay, everybody? Alright, so that's all the time I got for today. Thank you so much for choosing to check out my video. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you all again on my next adventure. So until then, I bid you all farewell.